program. Yes, we want to appreciate you all for finding time to join us on this platform. Once again, I say hello, family, hello, learners, hello, motivators, hello, educationalists, hello to all ladies and gentlemen. We say thank you for allowing us to take unplanned, take your 20 minutes as scheduled. It is time. Webinar 4.0 is starting right now. I don't know if Professor Tayo Arulogun, are you with us, sir? Professor Tayo, are you Chancellor of Miva Open University? A digital transformation, yes, sir. He's a digital transformation expert with global experience in higher education and EdTech. I want to personally apologize for this. Something came up at the institution, and we're trying to clean it up, get quickly back on track. And by the special grace of God, we are on track. And certainly, we're not going to take more than the time you gave us. You're a very busy man. Prof, I want to apologize. We want to apologize. So we are live with Professor Tayo. He is the Vice-Chancellor of Miva Open University, a digital transformation expert with global experience in higher education and EdTech. We met him some weeks ago at an event that he gave a very strong speech in this regard. And we said we will not let him go unless he blesses us, if I should use that phrase. So we did not let him go. At his very tight schedules, we had a back and forth communication, and he was able to honor us with this invitation. I know Professor Tayo is already said. And our amazing rector, Dr. Mrs. Basilia Ibokwe, is hosting this event. She is an amazing rector that has initiated a digitally bridged campus, and she has not relented. She has been back and forth ensuring that these things work the way it should, according to the campus, our motto at the moment under the ICT Directorate, under the leadership of Dr. Mrs. Ijoma Emagi, who is the person you're hearing her voice at the moment. We say thank you. Now we are to start this program, and I want to also thank every single person here on this platform. I want to thank you immensely for sitting tight and logging in at this time. We welcome every single participant. We have acknowledged the chief host and the speaker. Where there are a few housekeeping rules here, which is we keep our mics muted. We can use the chat section to drop in our chats. We can introduce ourselves. We can talk to ourselves there. We can ask questions there. Yes, once again, good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. Welcome to Webinar 4.0, proudly organized by the ICT Directorate of the Federal Polytechnic, Nekede. Today's webinar is themed Digital Transformation in Higher Education, Developing Institutional Frameworks for Adaptive Learning Ecosystem. This session promises to be very insightful. I know who is going to be speaking to us, and we should get set to fly and ride with him. This is promises to be insightful, relevant, very relevant to where we are. We are in the educational sector. Most people here are from the educational sector. I have seen a lot of similar faces, and I know we are going to meet each other going forward. And forward thinking, just like our institution's digitally bridged vision under the dynamic leadership of our rector, Dr. Mrs. Basilia Ibokwe, who is the chief host today. We are honored to have our guest speaker, Professor Tayo Arulogun, Vice-Chancellor of Miva Open University, a global expert in digital learning, adaptive education system, and ICT leadership in higher education. Before we begin, kindly ensure, like I said earlier, you remain muted. Questions can be dropped on the chat and will be addressed during the Q&A section. Once again, thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned as we officially kick off with this learning experience. Prof, please, you have the floor. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ijeoma, for that excellent and wonderful introduction. I believe everyone can hear me. If you're able to hear me, you can thumbs up by, yes, please thumbs up. So I will understand that you're able to hear me. Okay, thank you so much. It was really wonderful, but I want to return all glory back to God Almighty for what He has been using me and my colleagues to do at Miva Open University. And I also want to thank you for inviting me and also the director, the management of the Polytechnic. Thank you so much for the great and excellent work you've been doing. And let me observe the already established protocols so that I'll go straight to the purpose of today's session. So with screen, I want to be sure you're able to see my screen. Yeah, okay. I believe you're able to see my screen. Dr. Gemma, are you able to see my screen?
Not at all, sir. It's yet to be.
I've already
it's yet to come alive, sir.
Is it shared?
Okay, shared, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's shared.
Okay. Okay, so as I'll be talking about, the topic for today is digital transformation in higher education. And the key thing about this is that all of us, we don't learn at the same pace, at the same rate, even at the same time. And if you look at the current situation in Nigeria, we're having large number, our population is increasing, and we need, if you want to become a developed country, yes, we are saying we are developing, but if we want to become developed country, we need to train much more people. And the rate we need to train them, the facilities, the infrastructures that we have, they are not enough. And that's why there is need for full digital transformation, and we should use what is called adaptive learning. And a good example of what is called adaptive learning, maybe I should start with asking us questions. The first question is, while you were in primary school, secondary school, and even higher institution, how many were you in your class? For me, when I was in primary school, I think my class was less than 30. Yes, primary school less than 30, around 15 or so. And then in the secondary school, we were about 24 in a class. Then at the university level, we were just 12. So it means that the resources then were enough to teach. And what happened again, I want us to type that in the chat. How many were you in your class? And that will give us a good leverage of what I want to discuss today. And if you want to have access to this PowerPoint presentation, you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen. Are you able to scan it? So once you scan it, you have access to the PowerPoint slide. You can snap it, keep it, or you snap it, take the link that it generates you, and then you have access to the slide. And this will go a long way so that I can have access to it. I will just leave it for a few more seconds. And another question I would like to ask is that, okay, let me ask this question. And I want you to affirm whether it's true or not. I've discovered that children of teachers, they always perform better in about 2 decades ago. I don't know of now. And if you can know the reason why the children of teachers always perform better, it's actually because the teacher always provide what we call personalized learning for their children. When they come from school, the teacher will take the assignment. What assignment have you been doing? And we've seen that pattern. But even currently now, most teachers do not have that time to provide what we call one-on-one or personalized learning for their student or for their children. So let's move on. So what we'll be talking about today, these are the content appreciation core technology requirements that we need for transformation of our educational institutions. The institutional framework, what do we need to do? Case study from a Nigerian university, which I will use Miva Open University as example, and then future direction for adaptation and call to action for all the stakeholders. So if you are with me, I want to thank the rector, Dr. Mrs. Basilia Igbokwe, for allowing us to do this. If she does not approve this, there is nothing we can do. We'll not be meeting here today. And I want to thank the deputy rectors, Dr. Chris Oyemenu, Dr. Uzoma Ibiaja. Thank you for the support you've been giving to technology in your institution. And then the registrar, Mr. Injoku Ugochukwu, thank you. And the librarian, Dr. Charles Obichere. And without the bursar, we cannot do anything. We need money. We need fund as part of my requirement. So, Mrs. Ojiko Chinyere, thank you so much. And I also want to recognize the deans, the directors, administrators, and our distinguished guests and students that are here. And also let me appreciate the convener, Dr. Ijoma. So while I've done that, the educational landscape in Nigeria is undergoing changes. And what I want us to understand is that while it is changing, if you are not involved, you just discover that the train has left. And if you are not open, you just discover that you are left behind and you cannot fit in. So that's why I want to employ everybody, be open and get involved in this train, in this digital transformation. It's going to change a lot of things. And today, why do we need this? Because we need to change the way we teach our learners. In our own context, we call students learners because they are what we call independent, self-driven students. So we call them learners. So what we need to do is we need to focus on the learners in terms of delivering. How do we deliver learning to them? We need to look at what are their pain points, what are their conditions, what are their situations, and also we need to also support the teachers so that teachers and administrators so they can deliver qualitative and personalized learning. I've been talking about personalized learning and why it is very, very important. You will see it in the next slide. Today, we will explore core technology requirements. What do we need? I know most higher institutions have started, they are doing this. Then institutional frameworks. What do we need to do in our various institutions and the case study? And we will see why we need adaptive learning. So let me quickly give some definitions. Adaptive learning is an educational strategy that employs technology to tailor learning experiences to individual students' progress, their strength, and their weakness. So students are the focus in this age. When you are referring to education, learners are the focus. It's no longer the professor. It's now the learner. Learner at the center. Professor at the periphery to provide support, to provide information, to provide guidance. Not that you are the almighty. And one thing that is very informative about this is that as a professor, you can also become a teacher. And that's why I said earlier, we must be open to embrace new things, to embrace technology, to embrace innovation. And the next aspect is digital transformation. Digital transformation is the rewiring of an organization with the goal of creating values. What means is that whatever you are using technology to do, it must be able to add value to the existing system so that what all the operations you are having, you can actually use technology to drive it from A to Z. Imagine when a student is applying to a tertiary institution, he has not visited the place, he is able to apply online, he gets his admission, he comes to the campus, started and is learning. And even in terms of, it means that the student can learn with technology. And imagine if a student is in his room and is unable to keep an appointment with Dr. Ijoma, the student should be able to talk to is a personalized tutor or personalized chatbot and say, look, I will not be able to attend the meeting with my appointment with doctor this morning. Please send a mail to doctor, and doctor will receive mail, and that appointment is cancelled, and everybody is communicated, carried along. Or you imagine if a student wants to get his transcript delivered to another institution within Nigeria and outside, I just talk, oh, please, my body, I need my transcript. I want it to be sent to this particular university or this address. Can it be done? And after 30 minutes or even 10 minutes, you get a mail, you see a copy of your transcript, and you see it has been delivered to that institution. So that's the level of digital transformation we are looking at. And we will get there if we are all open and we get involved. So why do we say we need adaptive learning in Nigeria and Africa? First, I'll quickly talk about the four of them. Bridging the educational gap. We see there is an educational gap. There are a lot of people who are working and they need access to education, but they cannot. So adaptive learning helps them. And also, like I mentioned earlier, that we do not learn at the same pace. I'll give you an example. I know somebody very brilliant. He has all the skills, the knowledge, and everything. If there is an equipment that is faulty, just invite him. He will do it. He will find the solution and solve your problem. But he cannot understand the theory. He could not understand his theory. If you ask him to write a report, document, he will not be able to do that. And that's the same thing that is happening to a lot of people. We do not learn at the same pace, and we should not restrict people. So adaptive learning is going to help that. And then enhancing open and distance learning. What is happening now is that the physical infrastructure that we have within educational infrastructure we have, they are not adequate to scale with our population. And that's why everybody will be going online. Either you are blending a certain percentage of online learning with your face-to-face learning, you have to go this way. And then workforce development, like I mentioned, people are working and they want to upskill. How do they do that? Do they resign from their workplace? No, they must be able to work. And that's why adaptive learning is also there. And then infrastructural challenge. We have challenges, but if you're able to use technology, it can solve most of our problem. And we will see how this is done. And why is this trend changing? Momentum behind adaptive learning. Before I go, let me tell you what is actually meant by this adaptive learning. Imagine how many of us, if you have used Google Map to drive to get to a location, please thumbs up, press thumbs up if you have used it, so that I can see how many people, so that I know whether I need to explain what is meant by Google Map. So with Google Map, if you know where you are going, which everybody you know where you are going, you want to get a degree or you want to get a diploma, that is your goal, that's your destination. Once you key into the system, it tells you, it gives you a plan, the route plan of how you are going to get to your destination. That's adaptive learning. But how is he able to do that? Because he knows where you are. He knows your status, he knows your condition. So, and then when you are going along the line, if you miss a turn, what it does is it reroutes that turn. Then it adjusts and gives you another learning pattern or your traveling pattern route. And then you continue until you get to your destination. And that is the way adaptive learning works, so that it's personalized to everybody. It monitors your progress. It also guides you as you are moving, and ensure when you are not making progress, it tries to turn you back to the right direction so that you can actually make progress. And that's what adaptive learning is doing. And that is what is helping us, because everybody cannot learn at the same pace. The reason I have global adoption, AI and data analytics, because you can see AI is everywhere and data is everywhere. So AI and data analytics are helping adaptive learning. And then post-pandemic digital shift change most of these things. These are the reason why adaptive learning is there. And I want us to understand this key thing, that everyone is brilliant. It's only environment and time that are key. If everybody is given enough time and a good environment, everybody is brilliant. But we are not given enough time. For example, a semester is 3 to 4 months. Some people may not learn everything, but some people within that 3 months, they're able to learn quickly and understand, and they pass. But some people need additional 2 months. Some people need additional 1 month for them to actually pass, to do very well. But because we cut off at end of semester as 4 months, they will not do very well. But if you give them more time, more support, environment that supports them, they will do excellently well. Let me know whether you're enjoying the session. I want to see your reaction. If you're enjoying the session, let me know. All right, thank you. So what are the requirements, core technology requirements to run adaptive learning? I've explained what adaptive learning is and why we are doing it, the reason, and so on. And these are the technology requirements. We are doing it. People in ICT, in this institution, they know infrastructure. You need hardware, you need server, you need reliable internet connectivity, you need cloud-based server, and so on and so forth. Then you also need data and AI analytics. You need adaptive personalization. How do you break down the content, the course materials that you have digitized? You must break them into modules so that people can learn at the pace which they can go. Then interoperability and integration. How do you bring several applications, several tools? How do you bring them together? You must look at framework that ensures that you're able to bring all that together. For example, for some people now, you can use your Gmail to log into most application, most platform. That's an example of integration and interoperability. So then security and privacy is very, very key. What are we doing with data? What are we doing with users' data? What are we doing with the students' data and the administrators' data? What are we doing with it? So there are rules that guide us. Then how are we knowing who is accessing our resources? Authentication and the control access. So all these are what we need to factor when we are talking about adaptive learning or even university-wide or institution-wide technology, ICT technology, and then scalable and optimization. Yes, you could see that enrollment is growing. Then you must be scalable. Whatever technology you are using must be scalable. You must look at what happens when you are growing. You must look at that. All these are things that are available for us to do, to use. And then there's also technology regulatory framework for adaptive learning. Data protection and privacy is there. NDPR, NDPC is doing a wonderful work. And then they are doing a wonderful job that we have to key into this. And then AI and EdTech standard. A lot of policies are being churned out to ensure that we are using AI responsibly, transparently, and is fair to everyone. And then public-private partnership. Most higher institutions in Nigeria usually want to do what we call winner takes all. You want to take everything, but you cannot do that because in this age, it's not about competition. It is about collaboration. And it's when you collaborate with other people that you can actually add value and move forward and you can scale. So I will quickly go to the institutional framework for adaptive learning ecosystem. What do you need to do to ensure that your institution is able to fit into adaptive learning? I know you've seen it because even admission, you are unable to meet your admission quotas. Most of the institutions, they are oversubscribed. And you can see from the data you have, you are oversubscribed. So what do you need to ensure that you could have adaptive learning? And what I mean by adaptive learning, if you look at your labs and your workshops, the equipment there, they're only used from 8 to 6. Nobody could use it at 1 p.m. Sorry, at 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. or even 5 a.m. in the morning. So that means those equipments and the labs, they are just working just less than 10 hours in a day. But you could optimize them if you connect technology to it, internet, and then you turn them to what we call virtual devices, in which if I'm here, I can connect to all the equipment in the lab and the workshop, and I can carry out my experiment, carry out my project, and keep on moving. That's where I want us to look at where we are looking, we want to take education to in the next few years. So first is governance and strategic policy framework. What is your digital transformation policy? Do you have a policy in place? A policy guides you, this is where you are going, and this is how you are going to get to that particular position. You must be intentional about this governance and strategic policy framework. Then digital ethics and AI governance. You must have AI policy in place also because it's key. And then you must have cross-functional leadership committees. You must bring people from every areas. Don't just say, oh, it's only people in ICT, it's only people in computer science that should be involved in governance and strategic policy framework. Bring people, interdisciplinary group of people so that you get the best for the institution. And then the next one is technological infrastructure and ecosystem integration, which I mentioned under technology requirement. That's what you need. Cloud-based learning management system, interoperable system, AI-powered learning tools, cybersecurity, and data privacy, which I mentioned earlier. The next one is curriculum and instructional design framework. What happens is that you must make your module to become your content to become modular. What I mean by modular is that either you break it down at the level of topics, or you break it down weekly, or you can even break it down to day. That is, every day, what the student should do in a day, or what the student should do, yes, per day. Because if you look at, we have timetable. If the course is 2 units, you want student contact for 2 hours in a week. So you can break your curriculum to that level so that if a student has not been able to achieve the learning outcome from that week or from that particular module, he cannot move to the next one. Then universal design of learning material. You need to do all this, an adaptive course design standard, pedagogical innovation. All these are going to be combined together. And this is a specialized area. And this it's not necessary that the faculty should do it. We have people who are called instructional designer. They are curriculum designer that understand this, and then they will be able to ensure that this is working. And that's why I said we need to collaborate, bring experts from industry so that we can get this done. And then one that is very, very critical among all these frameworks is faculty and staff capacity development. Even when you have train people, when you have all the resources in place, you need people, you must train them. Professional development is very, very important. And this is age of AI. You need to train people to understand to use this so that they will not be afraid of using technology, especially AI. It's very, very important that you key into this. Then there is also the area of quality assurance and data governance. How do we ensure that from our content, they actually what is intended? How are we sure that we are delivering the content that is meant, that is in the curriculum? And how do we ensure that even our staff, our students are doing what they're supposed to do, starting from the delivery of content to assessment and then to the release of results and the final collation of certificate, so that the gatekeeper does not open the gate for people to just go out when they've not fulfilled the requirements. So quality assurance is very, very important. And you need to carry out partnership and innovation system. So all these are things that are the frameworks that we need as institution to drive adaptive learning and also digital transformation. Okay. So I want to quickly go to the area of some case studies. What have we done at a Nigerian university? What have we done using this same framework? What is the thing? So this is Miva Open University, and the case study I'm talking about, it was just an idea. Today, when we started, we were serving less than 1,000 students, but currently, we are now serving more than 11,000 students across the globe. We have students all over the world. So how do we maintain personalization at scale? You know, I've been talking about personalization. People learn better when they have one-on-one support, one-on-one mentoring, one-on-one teaching. But are we able to afford that without using technology? And that's why we're saying technology can help us to carry out personalization. So at scale, how do we support students? Even when you have 10,000 students, 11,000 students, we are looking at what happens when we now have 50,000 students, 100,000 students. How do we ensure that we are able to support them wherever they are? So our strategy had this: AI for student success, AI for content production, AI for support and operation, AI for assessment. When I'm talking about AI, you should know that AI is just technology. Yes, it's just a specialized technology, information technology aspect that we have been dealing with. And with all this, intelligent agent monitor learning patterns. It monitors whether the student is actually learning. For example, we were able to discover that our learners are interacting with our videos, but once it's after 5 minutes or 6 minutes, they will not be interested. They will not watch the video again. And that changed the way we are now rendering our videos. So we now have what we call short form video, which is 2 to 3 minutes. And then we have long form videos, which is just 10 minutes. So we have reduced that. And if a video is going to be more than 10 minutes, we're breaking it down to 2 so that students can actually follow, because we want to track what they are doing with the learning materials that we have provided. Then there is AI content production. How are we developing content? In the past, it takes a lot of time. It takes longer time to even record video content. Video content is actually the most difficult because it takes time. You need to set up a studio, set up an environment that is conducive. But I will show you all these are becoming easier and faster now. AI for support and operation. How do we ensure that we promise to provide 24/7 support services for our learners? How are we going to do that? Most of us, we have to sleep. We have to answer the call of nature. At most, when it's 12 o'clock, 12 a.m., you sleep. And AI for assessment. When we should not deceive ourselves and say, oh, a teacher will be able to assess 1,000 students. We are just deceiving ourselves. But technology is there to support us. And these are the things that we have been able to do. And we are still improving. It's not that it's totally foolproof and perfect. So the first one I will describe to us is what we call mind. Mind is Miva Interactive Neural Dialogue. It is a conversational AI for course review. We discovered that some people learn visually, some people learn audioly. So what I'm saying is that conversation. And then we discovered that when people are able to converse, they become more confident. And what do we need? We want people to be confident of to showcase their knowledge. And that is why we have this solution. So it can ask you a question about what you have learned. It looks at what you have learned. And once you respond, it gives you further information, asks you question, and suggest topics or what you need to do to improve your learning. That is what Mind is for. And we've seen that 70% of our students says Mind help them to retain concept better. And then the drop-off rate has actually reduced. So let me showcase a little so that we see what this Mind is all about. Let me stop sharing and share that how Mind works. Let me stop sharing. Just a moment. Okay. Yeah, I believe you can see my screen. Let me know whether you're able to hear. So this is Mind. Are you able to hear the audio? I'm not getting your feedback.
Welcome to Mind. The first thing to do before accessing Mind is to check your internet connection. Make sure you have a stable internet connection of at least 15 Mbps, a quiet environment, and a working microphone or headset. Also, review your case study materials ahead of time. First, log into your learning management system. Select the course that includes your case study. Next, go to the module section. Click on Conversational Case Study Analysis, and then click to start. This will launch Mind and begin your session.
Welcome. As the CEO of Airtel Nigeria, I'm here to discuss strategies for driving growth while maintaining our leadership in key market segments. As the business development manager, you play a role in this process. We have 5 minutes for this discussion. So let's focus on key decisions for sustaining market leadership.
I think Airtel can explore the market further by ensuring that it penetrates rural areas, especially areas that do not have internet access at this time.
That's a good start. You've identified some key areas for growth. Let's delve deeper into your suggestions. First, you mentioned penetrating rural areas with internet access. How would you implement this strategy considering the challenges of infrastructure and cost?
Okay, for the rural area dwellers, I do not think they'll be able to afford the services that Airtel is looking to render. However, could Airtel convince other telecoms companies or generally other businesses to migrate to those areas to ensure that they are making money from other partners, other businesses, as opposed to depending on money coming from the rural dwellers?
That's a great point. Encouraging Airtel to move into those areas can diversify income sources and reduce reliance on rural dwellers. Thank you for the discussion. Bye.
So the platform is able to also suggest things and provide measurements, your comprehension, and also grade you, and then you can try it as many as possible. That is what we call reinforced learning. So let me quickly share with us another aspect. So thank you. Yeah, I don't know the screen you're able to see now. Are you able to see back my PowerPoint slide? Okay, you are back on my PowerPoint slide. All right, thank you. I want to be sure that that is what I'm saying, that what I'm saying is what you're also saying. So that's the essence of mind, so that students can actually interact, and then they can do self-assessment, and then they become more confident in their learning. And then also we have what we call automated content generation. Dr. Juma, sorry, I'm not getting feedback that I'm expecting. Are we on the same PowerPoint slide? Hello? It looks like I'm the only one here. Okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Adewoye. Thank you so much. Okay, great. So, content generation. It takes a lot of time, and most institutions have been struggling to look at how do they generate content. How do you scale quality content traditionally? For example, a 10-minute video, like I mentioned, could take 4 to 6 weeks with writers, animators, narrators, and editors. If you want to get good quality video content out, not to talk of the text content, the PDF content, the PowerPoint content. So it takes a lot of time. And what we are doing is you can use this technology to drive this without spending so much on it. And what we are doing is a lot of people are afraid technology is going to take away their job, but it is actually not taking away your job. Like I mentioned, get involved and be open-minded. And then you discover that you become the master of that tool. And then you'll be able to drive it. And then your job is secured. And then you discover that you can even have more income from this if you get it right. So let me show you a video that we are also done, which is called video content. I don't know whether, so that you see, this example of a lecturer. I don't know whether you're getting. Okay, I will give it audio.
Of a team creating a robot that doesn't just think, but can also feel
So
emotions.
the tool was able to aid us in developing this content. And it took not, instead of weeks, it took just a few days to develop the content.
Trends shaping the field of computing today. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered how technologies like AI, blockchain, or quantum computing are not only shaping our present, but also defining the possibilities of our future? Today, we will explore some of the most exciting trends in computing and the opportunities they create, especially in the field of computer science, data science, cybersecurity, and software engineering. Whether you're dreaming of becoming an innovator, a problem solver, or even a pioneer in the tech industry, these trends will give you plenty of inspiration. First on the list is artificial intelligence integration in data science. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is something we encounter every day, whether you realize it or not. Think about the last time you asked Alexa for the weather, or Netflix suggested a movie you ended up loving. That is AI in action. AI-powered data science tools enable automating data cleaning, analysis, and predictive modeling processes. Just convenience. Businesses are using machine learning, a subset of AI, to predict customer behaviors, optimize operations, and even detect diseases.
So we can actually see that the lecture is engaging. Students will remember more because they are seeing interesting and wonderful visuals that help them to learn. So with all this, it becomes easier to develop content quickly and faster.
Secure, unchangeable digital ledger. For instance, blockchain is being used to verify the journey of food from farms. To put it into perspective, rather than relying on a secure perimeter, it operates on the principle that
I will stop here for this because we still have some others we will need to see. So I'll come back to the slide. So AI did not replace our content team or the faculty. It gave them what we call superpower. That is, you can do so much, so fast, and very, very excellent within the short time that you have. So we should not be afraid of using the technology. We should be open, and then we should be involved. And that is what this transformation is talking about. You can see we cannot reach all the learners using traditional approach to teach them. but we need to use technology to drive that. So also we are talking about student support, that because we discovered that students want what we call one-on-one support. They want to be sure that they can call and somebody will respond to them. So we use technology to also do that. And we have what we call Sage, AI assistant. It's actually on our website. It's called chatbot. And then you can ask questions. Every question, all our frequently asked questions have been embedded into it. And then further question can be asked if he's able to, and when he detects that you're a student, he asks some question from you, and then he's able to detect that you're a student, and he's able to give you what is called personalized, context-aware information about your learning, and then you can get good feedback. So, and this is what the stage we are. So that is on our website, and then everything is there. The outcome is that 6% of the support ticket fully resolved, and then from midnight to the dawn in the morning, all the inquiries, because we are not just attending, we are not just catering to people in Nigeria, we are catering to people outside Nigeria, and that means they have different time zones. So it's able to respond and solve the problem. And these are the ways by which we are using this technology. And then these are some of the tools, these are some of the things we can also, some of the projects we've been working on. The Miva on our website, you find the Sage, mine, which I described to us now. And then you have Maze. This one is grader. It can grade. I can give you an idea of what it is. And then you get it helps the lecturers to help them to grade, because students also what we call personalized feedback. They want personalized feedback. It's different from, oh, sin, good, very good, fear. No, students want beyond that. They want you to tell them what they wrote, what was wrong about it, and how they could improve, and what they should do next. And that is essence of adaptive learning. So technology can help us to do that. Even our HR, they are using we are using AI, so that all the policies we have, all the information, condition of service, you can query it and ask questions. What happens if I've been absent from work for 5 days? What should I do? Or if I want to take this request, what are the rules? What are the guidelines? So all this can provide this for you. So let me show us the grader, and that will be a good one for us. Before I go to key takeaway, I want to show us the grader system. Okay. Sorry, I'm also getting used to the Zoom. So I have it here now. This is about grading, and then you should be able to see how it works. So it can help the lecturers, faculty to grade their assignments, and gives you idea and gives you quantitative and qualitative feedback, which you can give to your students. So currently this is being quality assured, and we are still reviewing it, and we are still updating it to support our learners. So once you're able to provide rubric for the grading, what you're expecting as a lecturer, then is able to grade based on that and support you and gives you heads on what you need to do. Amen. And this product has been embedded into our learning management system so that it is seamless to use by the faculty. So thank you so much. So I have so much to share. And currently, I believe we enjoy that. So these are the realities of what we have on ground and the way we should be thinking about education in this age. And what are the key takeaways for participants? Adaptive learning requires what we call holistic technology ecosystem. What it means is that the technology that will know where you are, will know your capability as a learner, and then it also gets information about where you are going, what are the learning outcomes you should achieve, and is able to help you. It gives you a learning path of what you should do at a particular point in time and keep on giving you feedback. You have not done this, you have done this, keep prompting you. And when you are making mistake and you are deviating, it's able to do that. And what we are saying is that people can learn from wherever they are. We want them to be able to learn from wherever they are. They are not limited by space, by geography, or by time, even by circumstances. People should not be restricted. So that we've discovered that people learn differently. Some people could take them 2 hours to learn. For some people, it could take them 4 hours to learn. And some people, it takes them just five minutes. They have magnetic brain. They capture it and they understand it. So we should not put everybody together. And that's why you should be in your own class, in your own cohort. You get what is called personalized learning. So, and then AI and data-driven personalization enhanced learning outcome. AI is going to play a prominent role. And that's why data is very, very critical in this age. And whatever we are doing, we must be conscious of how we are dealing with data, what we are doing with data. Data can help us. And data is actually the new currency and gold of this age. Then in terms of infrastructure, you must have scalable and must be accessible. And then they are crucial to have infrastructure in place, but whatever we have currently, we can optimize what we have. Don't let us wait till when we have everything in place. But with little we have, we can optimize it. And that's what I want to encourage us, that the expert that we have in-house, they are competent. We just need to support them. We just need to encourage them to put in their best. And resources we have, pull it together. And where you do not have, partner with existing university, partner with existing institutions, partner with because what I've seen with Nigerian higher institutions is that we prefer to partner with an institution that is about 5,000-10,000 kilometers away from us, and we are not partnering with institution that is just 50 or less than 100 kilometers from us. We should change that, and then we can partner with EdTech organizations to ensure that we synergize this technology and then for our betterment. And then in terms of security, privacy, and ethical AI must be prioritized. We must have policy in place, and then we must enforce the policy. We must monitor it to ensure that we are using AI ethically and securely. And in terms of institutional readiness and faculty training, it's very important that we train our people. Administrators, faculty, even students needs to be trained in this age, how to use technology. So action for policy makers and educators are what I have on the slide. Policymaker, invest in digital infrastructure, develop regulatory framework for AI, learner data protection is very, very critical. Educators and institutions, training capacity development, pilot and evaluate adaptive learning system. We can start with a course, you can start with a program and start small, and then you can scale up. Then technologies and EdTech developers, they are our partners. We must use them. We must embrace them. So they should design inclusive and mobile-friendly adaptive platforms, ensure AI transparency. Then for researchers, we need to conduct what we call empirical and longitudinal studies to see that AI is actually, people are actually learning. AI is actually doing what we promise it is doing. We should be able to do that. Then develop framework for data ethics and AI. We have a lot of evolving research coming up in this area that we have to key into. So in conclusion, And digital transformation in higher education is not just about adopting new technologies or installing computers or installing servers or doing a lot of it. It's about fundamentally thinking or rethinking or imagining how we respond to evolving learners' needs. Learners are the core of what we are doing. That is, students are the center of everything we are doing. So we should look at what are the pain points of our learners, what are the pain points of our students, and then we use technology to solve it. Technology can solve that. Imagine tech trends and socio-economic reality. We should also look at our environment. Is it going to be economical? This technology, is it going to be economical? Is it going to be beneficial to people? We should be thinking about all this. The institution must develop their framework to ensure personalized learning. Personalized learning is the next level of learning. Seamless integration and robust security. In this age, we must not play with security. There are cyber threats. We must be ready. We must be prepared to protect our infrastructure and our data. Then, successful implementation depends on leadership commitment. That's why I'm happy. The rector is also here and his support and what she has been doing in terms of supporting ICT is very, very germane. So leadership commitment is very, very important in this drive to transform education in Nigeria. Then funding. I mentioned the BOSA is very important. Funding, we should find a way to get funding. There could be private partner, public-private collaboration where funding is an issue. We could do that. And that's why institutions should not do winner takes all. Regulatory alignment, inclusive stakeholder engagement. So all these are things we need to do to ensure that we are able to transform our educational space to achieve adaptive learning, which is critical for personalized learning. And that is the stage where we are going. We are trying to go back to where we were about 2-3 decades when there was a level of personalized learning. That is where we are going back using technology. So I want to thank everyone here, my colleagues that have joined. Thank you so much. And I also saw our chief academic, our chief content officer, who is also our R&D head. Thank you for joining. Thank everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you for staying this far. Thank you. So I'm open to question. And I saw somebody said his own class was about 167. That's actually massive. But we should use technology to reduce that number so that even if we have large class, then technology can simplify it so that everybody will be individual in that classroom. So thank you so much. So I welcome questions. Thank you. Dr. Joma, the control is back to you. It looks like you are muted.
All right. Thank you so very much, Prof. Sir. Of course, this is what I know. The little time I had, the last time I met you and the little time I've interacted with you, I know that this is what it is. This is what we expect to see, and what we expected to see, we got it much more interestingly. Thank you so very much, Professor Tayo Arulogun. Like I said, we are honored to have you. We are expecting this is the Q&A section, where we had expected to see some questions at this point. We can't see any, but a lot of appreciations. They said, please, can we get the video recording? Of course, we are recording it from our end. And there are a lot of thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Thank you. Awesome.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, go ahead, Blessing.
Hello, I have a question, a suggestion. Can I make it?
Go ahead, please.
I am suggesting that if there is a system whereby when the teachers will start somewhere to push this digital transformation, I put it this way. Lesson notes that teachers have to deliver could be put in soft copies, can be arranged in soft copies so that whenever the opportunity comes up, they could have the opportunity to give the students audio and visual learning aids where the student can see pictures as the teacher is teaching. I'm scrolling it down in the system. It can be projected in the board in the class where there's electrical facility, and the student can see pictures with the typed documents. And so, taking it a little bit further, these audio, these lesson notes and picture representation can be saved and archived. And then, hello, are you there?
We are listening
Hello?
to you. Go ahead.
So it can be saved, and
the network has really dealt with us from this end. It's raining it's raining cats and dogs over here, and it is affecting
we can't help
the network here.
Can you hear me? I will take my time. I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm taking my time to talk gently. I am taking my time to talk gently.
Okay, the network is giving.
Okay, I will come again.
To hear from here.
What point did you get me up to?
Yeah, you talk about lesson notes and should be digitized and also can be archived, and then student can have access to the video.
Okay, yes, there's a suggestion I'm trying to make. Now, the lesson notes that is digitalized, the school system can have a way of calling lecturers that are interested in bringing up lesson notes in a digital format, and then having a pool of the lecturers that have that passion for digitalizing their lecture series. From there, we can start somewhere. And I want to add, there should be a motivation to those lecturers that have that passion to prepare lesson notes in a digital format. Why I'm saying it is that preparing lesson notes in a digital format is very tedious to prepare, but it is very easy to deliver. I am saying it out of experience because in my department, most of my students, they call me digital lecturer because when I come to class, I just do I push them to the next level. I say, I got America, America, I get style and BK. This is what is obtainable. Whether you like it or not, in the advanced country, this is what is obtainable. Not advanced. Nigeria has come up keyed in. So this is what obtainable. I bring in my laptop, I show them the picture, they have an idea. So this preparing it personally is very difficult. It takes me weeks to prepare lesson notes and send it to the system and send it to the phone. But you can deliver it within a short time. That is the advantage. And you see, it saves, when you are delivering it, it saves you the time of students of telling them something or their copying notes. When you come to the class, the lesson note, the general objective or the topic you have for the day, if you come to the class, I'm talking about physical class using digital system. When the students are in the class physically with you using digital system, once you share the lesson note to them in the class there, it is the students that will be telling you, also, move, because as you are teaching, they are following you up. And you will be able to deliver many things within a short hour. So now the teachers that produce this thing, it will be difficult for them to want to engage, but there should be a kind of motivation system to enable them to be encouraged to engage in it. So there's a conference I went sometime. They suggested, okay, sorry, I didn't know when the camera went to another direction. There's a conference I went sometime. They suggested that if these digital lessons can be compiled. Hello, are you hearing me?
We are waiting.
Hello?
We are with you. We want you to round up on time.
Okay. So if there's a way that the school can compile the digital systems of teaching and put it in a CD plate, so that it can be attached with the included in the school fees of the students, so that when the students pay for school fees, a part of their CD plates, the lesson notes they can have it in a CD plate, either in audio format or video or lesson note format. So those that it is attached. So the students will have it when they pay their school fees. They will have it. They'll have it as part of their payments. So then the teachers that are involved in preparing those lesson notes, there must be a way of motivating them or remunerating them, so that it will be a good start to push it further. From there, you will see that everybody will be interested in interested in this digital system, and it will draw a lot of attention and improvements. I think it's just a suggestion. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Valentine. I think that was a very good one, and I'm happy that you've taken it this far. Which institution are you, and which department are you?
I am in hospitality management. As a matter of fact, I have even taken a step further. I have audio formats of lectures that I'm giving to my students. I save it, but my problem is that I don't know where to save this audio format. At a point in time, my phone begins to be too slow. My system begins to be too slow. I have to delete them. So these are interesting audio formats that can be played and the lessons will be listened to. And at a point in time, the students will know I'm recording the conversation. And that makes me, whenever I come to class, I become very serious. You mind your tenses, you mind the vocabulary you use, you go straight to the point, you hit the points that you want
Valentine, I think we should allow other people to say something. So thank you for your contribution. It's taken. And you said what I want to let you know that even the technology has gone beyond the level you have talked about. So I'm happy you've tried. You know, even generating lesson notes can be done in less than 30 minutes now with AI, if you know how to do it. So what that means is that there is need for capacity training for people to understand. And I agree with motivation. People should be motivated. But let me tell you, whether there's motivation or not motivation, you have already motivated yourself. And other people will find a way to motivate themselves, because it's for your own benefit. Once you get this skill, you become highly marketable. No, in fact, you become a champion. That's the way I want to put it. So it is a good one. So I want to appreciate what they have done. So if anybody has any question, you can ask, or you can interact with the PowerPoint slide. I will enable so that people can comment. If you have any question, anything, you can interact and comment on the PowerPoint slide, or you type your question in the chat. So Dr. Ijoma, you are back. You are still back. You are now back in control. Okay, Sunday Oladipo, you want to ask question? Okay, it looks like there is network challenge from the host. Okay, the co-host is also here. The co-host is trying to unmute, but is not actually speaking. So if there are no questions, I don't know whether we can round up this session, because we have spent more than 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Hello. I feel this is This is so bad. I want to quickly, I want the Q&A section has ended. Am I right, gentlemen and ladies? The network keeps knocking me off and back in.
You can ask your question.
All right, sir. Not really a question. I want to appreciate you and every single participant that had sat with us till now. Yes, we want to, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this impactful section to a close, we sincerely thank you all. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I am able to hear you.
Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
Thank you.
we can hear you.
We can hear you very clearly. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are grateful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful lecture.
All right. Thank you, everyone. See you another time.
Yeah.
It has been a wonderful session with you.
Thank you so much. The network is embarrassing
yes.
us.
That's why we need
Embarrassing
to use
us.
adaptive learning.
Although the network favors
Bear
some
with
persons,
us.
so I
Bear
am
with
among the
us.
persons
Bear with
that the
us.
network favors.
Special appreciation goes to you, Prof. Thank you for sharing these rich insights on adaptive learning and digital transformation. Thank you so much. And to our chief host, the visionary rector of the Federal Polytechnic Nekede, Dr. Basili Boko, we say thank you for your unwavering support and leadership in driving our digitally bridged campus. Thank you so much. The webinar link will be shared on our official YouTube link very soon. Within the next 24 hours, we will share it. Personally,
Off again. We can't hear you again.
You are saying something, you just kept quiet.
I think the network has knocked her off.
It
The
is network. So I think
seriously
we can
bad.
close the
Yeah.
session. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you
She
very
was
much,
trying to
sir.
appreciate everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you,
wonderful
Prof.
day. Okay, bye.
You too. Bye-bye, sir.
Thank you very much, Prof. And please, we would like to know the official YouTube link for those of us who are not in your institution. Please, what is the name of your official YouTube link?
I don't think he's here again. He has left.
Hello, you're welcome to this particular video. This is a video of the Federal Polytechnic Nekede. This is showing you the current view of Federal Polytechnic Nekede, Owerri. Earlier this year, I had so many subscribers and viewers telling me, please, we want to see how